This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. This is an interesting pack. So, Dragon's Fire is probably the best common in the set. So, you know, there's that. You take it over a lot of rares. Burning Hands is also quite good. Wizard Class, pretty good too. But I do think Froghemoth is just better overall. It just tends to come down and have a very real impact on so many board states. Even in this format where like 2-drops are really key, this big 5-drop is pretty good because he can really help you stabilize. Dragon's Fire is great, and I think it's close between Froghemoth and Dragon's Fire. But I think we go with Froghemoth. Has a cooler name, too, you know? And that matters. Okay. This pack is a lot less strong than our first one. It has a basically garbage rare. The 2 uncommons are both solid, but not incredible. The best card in this pack is probably Priest of Ancient Lore, and I think that's where I'll go. We do already have one way to gain life, and this is another, and that is... You know, green, white, and black, red are like the 2 decks where synergy seems to matter the most. Black, white to a lesser extent. Mostly synergy is kind of a secondary theme in this format. But I like the Priest a lot. It replaces itself, trades with a lot of things. I think we take it over like Portable Hole or Split the Party. Okay, so I don't love Loathsome Troll. It's been pretty unimpressive. You know, it does keep coming back, but it does it very slowly. It's usually too slow for this format. That said, it's not like this pack is great. I do like Inspiring Bard a decent amount. True Polymorph, another pretty... It's not quite garbage, like, you know, it's just a solid card, though, not a great rare. Ingenious Smith is hard to set up unless you have a bunch of treasure, which is hard to do in white. Yeah. Air Cult Elemental, less good in this format than it would be in most, too, if you're wondering why I'm not talking about the Mana War. Honestly, I'm thinking about going with Inspiring Bard. I mean, it's playable in any deck, really, and in the life gain deck, it can do a lot of extra stuff that's really good. So we have another Priest of Ancient Lore here. There's also a Ray of Enfeeblement, which is an excellent removal spell. It kills a lot of things in this format, because there's lots of small creatures, and then against a white player, it's incredible. We do have some really good, you know, we've got Priest of Ancient Lore here, which is quite good, and Knoll Hunter, which is a great 2-drop, and 2-drops are very important. And I probably take one of them. Like, the Ray is good, but it's probably comparable with, like, Priest of Ancient Lore in the end. I think we take the Priest here. I do like Ray a fair bit, but... And if this were... If I had 2 green cards and maybe not another Priest, maybe the Ray would come out ahead, but it'd be close. And I think we go with the Priest here. So right now, we don't have any actual life gain payoffs. Lurking Roper is one, but not like an amazing one. But it is kind of a good card all on its own. But the question is whether Plate Armor is just better. And it might be. It is pretty strong. Even with the synergy that we already have, like literally all our cards gain life. Maybe I should take the Roper. When all 4 of our cards so far gain life, should you take Lurking Roper over Plate Armor? Yeah, probably not. I think Plate Armor just turns everything into a threat. It's hard to be sad about it. All right, so definitely Knoll Hunter here. I do like Fly okay, and Soul Knife Spy, but we take the really good 2-drop here in Knoll Hunter. What we want to find are like the Unicorn and, of course, the Signpost. Those are the things that we really want to see here. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking for is the Signpost, and the Unicorn. They both just like when you gain life, and that's what we could use more of. The Roper is nice, and maybe I'll regret passing it. Maybe I'll never see another like payoff. So this is too slow, I think, for the format, and I didn't like it particularly in any format. I do think that kind of effect can be very particular. +2 Mace is okay. It does make Plate Armor slightly better, but I might just go with the Pit Trap. We have no removals so far, and this is okay. I mean, it has a little bit of fixing going on, too, which matters. Okay, so there's some good blue stuff here that we could take a look at. Like, these 3 blue cards are all pretty good. Blue Dragon's pretty good too, but as fast as the format has turned out to be, it's a little less good than it looks. I'd probably just take the bow. I mean, I don't love it. Doesn't have a great chance of making the cut, but it could happen. Right, another Inspiring Bard seems pretty good here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, now I think, you know, if I saw a second plate armor along with a Lurking Roper, I'd probably just grab plate armor again. It's a good example of like synergy versus power in this format. Neither of these are very likely to make it. I'm not going to complete dungeons very well in this color pair, so I think I'll take the mace here. We have two very mediocre equipments that I kind of hope I don't play. I mean, I would if we end up with some equipment payouts, probably, other than plate armor, but... Alright, we'll grab the potion. If we end up with enough life gain payouts, it's actually pretty nice in this deck. If we don't get enough, it's not that good. We probably would need, like, 4-ish, and we're at 0 right now, so yeah. Got a couple equipment in the sideboard to keep in mind in case we pick up... Like, if I picked up, like, the 2-drop that really likes equipment, I would probably consider them a little more. So, I don't like either of these cards very much. I think I'm going to go with the 2-drop, though, because 2-drops, you kind of need them. And we don't have that many in this first pack. You know, the problem with this kind of card, and people, especially people who haven't played with this kind of card in Limited before, tend to really overrate it because they see it as a card that will, like, always ramp you. And that's just not really how it plays out. You know, if you get it late, it's just a horrible creature who doesn't do anything. Wow. This will be my 3rd time getting Ebon Death, and I think we probably take him again. Kind of insane. Especially because the last couple times we got him, it's been when... At least this time it's earlier, you know, and we're not as all over the place, but it's been when we weren't in black, so... I think Ranger class is the best class card in Limited, and then Paladin class, probably. So yeah, we take Ebon Death. I mean, how do we not? And right now, I'd say our green is a little... they're comparable. Our green and white are pretty comparable. We'll see where things take us, but... yeah, I think we take Ebon Death here. I don't think you pass Ebon Death just so that we... guarantee we keep our colors open. It's really not worth doing a pick that way. I don't think. Wow. He's not as much of a bomb, and he's probably not quite a bomb, but he's pretty powerful. So, black-white it is, I guess, huh? Black-white it is. You know, he's mostly just like a pacifism effect that then turns into a win condition late, but that's a pretty good thing to have. Yeah, we grab Grandmaster of the Flowers here and shift into black-white. You know, it'd be nice, you know, other than our, yeah, I mean, we do have to give up some stuff to make this happen, but I think we want to do it. Interesting. So, this pack is not very good for us with what we're doing now. Owlbear is okay. Would be nice if we were in green, but we're not. We'd probably just take Evolving Wilds. I mean, it's going to make our mana better no matter what. I don't really think we want a second +2 mace. I think we just take the Wilds. So here's the Unicorn we kind of wanted when we were more interested in gaining life. But we're not really into it now. So... So I think we're either looking at Ranger's Hawk, which is a good place to stick equipment, or Vampire Spawn, which is, you know, an okay creature. Fate's Reversal's not bad either. Does this return? No, just creatures. Yeah. I mean, right now, I guess we still have a few ways to gain life, so maybe the Unicorn's okay. I mean, if we leave the deck as is, we have 3 ways to gain life right now. That does seem like the Unicorn's a little better, but we also need 1 and 2s in this format, and we don't have any right now, so I think we'll go for the Hawk in the end there. This is a 2, but not a very good one. We do have 1 dragon, so... You know, if we pick up another one, it could happen. Devoted Paladin's not bad. Neither is Chattering Skeletons. Kind of leaning towards the 2. You just gotta have 2s in this format or you get yourself run over. Yeah, I think... You know, there's a good chance it wheels just because it's not that good. So maybe I just take a better card like the Skeletons here. Okay, so here, I do like Arborea Pegasus a lot, but Dawnbringer Cleric is pretty nice. You know, deals with problem enchantments. Pegasus is good too, but I think we go for the, again, for the 2-drop here. Okay, so it feels like now we can probably take the Unicorn. We have enough ways to gain life that it'll be gaining power and stuff. I like it a little more than Planar Ally overall. Well, if I had 0 ways to gain life, I wouldn't. And I'm probably not going to play Potion of Healing, but I still think Dawnbreaker Cleric and 2 Priests of Ancient Lore is a pretty good place to be in terms of life gain. Yeah, Thieves' Tools could wheel. I don't love the card overall. I mean, you need to be aggressive in this format, and it isn't an especially aggressive card, but it could happen. I mean, we could play it. This pack is not very good for anybody, really. 50 Feet of Rope is kind of okay. Is it more likely I play it than Herald of Hadar? Probably not. Yeah, I think we just grab the Herald. Herald's fine-ish. All right, we'll grab the Clutches. I kind of hope it doesn't make the cut, but it's okay-ish. All right, we'll take Fate's Reversal here. That's very playable. You're ambushed on the road, less so. Oh, another Unicorn. Sure, sure. This is going to be... It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because like our last draft, we ended up, you know, winning more than we lost. We went 4-3 when we sort of jettisoned. We were sort of all over the place in our first pack, so we had very few playables, sort of. You know, we weren't going to be able to play all of them, and then I saw Ebon Death and sort of threw everything away, and we ended up doing okay, but the deck... That deck was weaker than this one, I think, though, in terms of, like, overall power level, so I think I can live. I think this is going to be significantly better, but it is kind of funny that this happened twice to us. All right, Loyal Warhound is nice. It's a great 2-drop, and that's important in this format. And it even ramps for you sometimes, and that's pretty sweet, you know? You know, Hunter's Mark is probably the best card in this pack. Like, pack one, pick one, that's, I think, what I would take here, but, you know, we're not in green. So we're going to take Loyal Warhound here. Great 2-drop that I like a lot. Okay, we got another good 2-drop here, but man, look at that Mind Flayer. I don't think we can pull that off. I mean, we would need like 4 sources of blue to play Mind Flayer. Mind Flayer is great, don't get me wrong. And, you know, an easy first pick most of the time. But yeah, I think we'll take Dwarfhold Champion. We're not that interested in venturing. We're not that good at it. But yeah, so I think we take Dwarfhold Champion here. I don't like the Manticore that much. I mean, he's fine and stuff. So there is another Evolving Wilds here. You know, I was just saying we would need a lot of fixing to play something like Mind Flayer. Do we have any green cards we would want to play? Not really. Zombie Ogre's okay. Vampire Spawn's okay. I kind of think I just want to go for another Wilds. Actually, there's a You Hear Something on Watch, and while our deck is sort of aggressive, I also see us racing. Yeah, I should probably take this, actually, over the Wild, since I'm not splashing anything at this point. So Horde Robber has been a little bit of an overachiever, but I think I probably just want another Cleric a little more. I think we're pretty interested in getting the Cleric going. Yeah, so I think we take the Cleric here. Horde Robber... Again, has overperformed, but I think we take Dawnbringer here. Wow, so this pack has nothing for us, huh? Is there anything here I would want to splash? Not really. Yeah. We'll grab Charmed Sleep. I mean, it's completely unsplashable, but if something weird happens and we decide to go blue, then yeah. Yeah, we don't have a ton of removal, but we do have a little bit of it. We have You Hear Something on Watch, and Grandmaster of Flowers is effectively removal. We might want another Pit Trap or something to round things out there. All right, I think we take another Priest with 2 Unicorns. The Priests, I mean, they're already good anyway, and with 2 Unicorns, it'll get a little better. Fate's Reversal is nice, too. I wouldn't hate a Paladin at the top of our curve, but yeah. Yeah, if I needed playables, I would consider the Bards, too, but we're not going to need playables, I don't think. I think we'll be in pretty good shape on that front. I wouldn't hate, like, a 3rd Unicorn at this point. You know, we have enough life gain that it would be pretty reasonable. All right, so I think we take another Skeletons here. Okay, so some decent stuff here for us. We only have 1 Dragon still, so I don't really think we want the Disciple. We're not that interested in venturing. I think Arborea Pegasus is actually a little better for us than Dungeoneer. Yeah, I mean, we've got a nice curve, which I think is important. Certainly our best curve of the day. Our first couple drafts, part of the reason they didn't go super well, I think, is that our curves were medium. So, yeah. I think I probably do end up playing +2 Mace in this deck, but we'll see how these last few picks go. It's a pretty late Displacer Beast. It's not really worth splashing, though. I don't want leather armor, though, so sure, let's take Displacer Beast. Yeah, I mean, we're basically an aggro deck with a life gain sub-theme that pretty much just centers around our 2 Unicorns. And then we have 2, you know, Ebb and Death is a straight-up bomb. Grandmaster of Flowers, I think I gave him a B in my set review, and that's probably about right, which means he's great and can take over games. But he's not the kind of card that's incredibly difficult to answer that causes all kinds of problems for your opponent. I think we'll take another Pit Trap. It's sad, but I kind of think we might need the removal. So we may end up playing that. Vampire Spawn's not terrible. It's another life gain card, too. If I had that 3rd Unicorn, I'd probably be inclined to play it, but we'll see. Yeah. We definitely have enough playables. We'll have to cut a card or 2 even. I don't think we want Potion of Healing. I mean, it's such a... It's just like a cantrip, basically. If I had like 4 Unicorns, maybe I would go for it, but we don't. So yeah, we need to cut 1 card. It might just be this Herald. He is pretty mediocre, and I think maybe if we cut the Herald, we can go to 16 lands. I think that's probably true. Yeah. Yeah, we don't really... I mean, we can go down to 16 lands, but what am I going to put in the deck if I do? I guess Potion of Healing is probably where I would go. You're Ambushed on the Road isn't bad. I mean, we do have, you know, 2 Spike Traps and an Evolving Wilds, which do give us fixing, but I wish we could splash our Froghemoth, but the double green makes it basically impossible. And I don't think the Bard is good enough to hamper our mana base a little bit. So, like, yeah, what would I put in? I mean, you know, Potion of Healing is definitely going to be better than a land. You're Ambushed on the Road. We don't have that many things to do with it. We could re-trigger Dawnbringer Cleric or Loyal Warhound. I guess we have 3 Priests of Ancient Lore, you know? And an Arborea Pegasus. Maybe in this deck we actually want it. I mean, it's an okay trick, too. And we have enough ways to get extra value out of it in addition to the obvious modes that maybe it's just what I want more than Potion of Healing. Probably is. I do think we go down to 6 swamps. It might be a little awkward for our Ebb and Death, but we'll have 7 black sources still, plus the pit traps. So I don't think it would be a complete disaster. We need white way more. I mean, just look at our deck. So, yeah. I think we go down to land and add in you've been ambushed on the road. You're ambushed on the road. Yeah. All right. It's not true that there's no need for the wilds if you don't splash. Wilds makes your mana way better, even if you're monocolor. Even if you're two colors, it makes your mana way better. You should basically always play it. Even in this format where, yeah, you want to be aggressive and the land being tapped is a bit of a bummer, you should still be doing it. It just makes your mana way, way better. Like, and that's, I think that's a misconception people often have, especially if they're coming from Constructed, where tap lands are a complete disaster sometimes, but they're just not limited. And it's always a card you should play unless you're monocolored. That's the only way you should not be playing it. Other than that, you should pretty much be playing it. I guess if your deck's all 1 and 2 drops, maybe you don't, but that's, even in this format, that's not really going to happen. Ooh, so if our opponent's going first, that means we can get some value out of our Warhound. Maybe. There's our friend Ebondeath. The question is, do I want to get value out of my Loyal Warhound? Is it better to wait a turn to play it? It might be. But getting a 3-1 out there is pretty legit. If I wait a turn, I also get a Plains, but it's not like I'm desperate for the mana. I think we just play it out here. I mean, even if all it does is trade, it's not like that's terrible. And actually, I can use You Hear Something on Watch to make it not a trade. Of course, with plate armor around, it makes me less inclined to want to trade. Let's see. Attack or don't attack. Or use You Hear Something on Watch to keep our Warhound around. There's like a reasonable chance I get 2 for 1 if I try to do something, given the mana that they have up. So I think we just don't attack, and then we play plate armor here. I think there's a good chance what they're holding up is counter magic. And that means, if that is their plan, we can just slap the plate armor on our Warhound. Okay, well, that kind of makes me want to leave up mana for You Hear Something on Watch. But I also have Ebondeath, so... like, probably not. Okay, so... I think we probably just pass the turn and leave up Ebondeath here. Block the Hoarding Ogre with our Loyal Warhound. Okay. They are very into coin flipping between the Brazen Dwarf and the Barbarian class here, and the Hoarding Ogre. So, yeah, let this stuff happen. Damn, they got 3 treasure. That's not great. Alright, so we're gonna block this. See what happens there. I think we probably use You Hear Something on Watch here to kill the Ogre. I mean, I guess I could just let my Warhound die and then race them with Ebondeath. That's not bad. But I think this is probably better. Yeah, we get the 2-for-1. We get the repeatable way to flip coins out of the way, too. I'm just back to my normal streaming time, Big Daddy Huckabee. Alright, I mean, I think we're probably attacking here after lots of not attacking. We want to get rid of these coin flip payoff type things, if we can, and we will. So then I think we just leave mana up for Ebb and Death and end our turn here. They do have all the mana they could need to level up their Barbarian class. So they could have counter magic here, which would be really annoying. Okay. Still could, but they only have one card in their hand, so it's a lot less likely now. Nice. So we have 6 mana, huh? Alright, so I could play Priest of Ancient Lore and equip Plate Armor. That seems pretty good. Yeah, equip Plate Armor. Now we have Ward, so that's helpful. You could have the bounce spell here. You come to a river or whatever. Okay. Or they just have Spiked Pit Trap, which they'll be able to use, but it will take up their turn. Granted, Faraday will gain a thing. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. No way around that. Spiked Pit Trap here will hurt. So... yeah, they're gonna rumble. No surprise there. Okay. Well, I think we Plate Armor here. Attack them for 5. We can't really count on a creature dying, so I think we just play Chattering Skeletons. Uh-oh. That's a problem.
I'll learn much from your fate. Leave me be.
A little surprised they didn't go for a token, though, given the board state. I'm going to attack here in a way where they'll have to block. Ooh, that's some reach. Alright, so we play this Mace. And we equip it to our skeletons. I guess I could have gone a different route here and decided to attack and then just get back Ebon Death, but I think this is going to be better. The question is whether I need to attack Mordenkainen or just go after them. If they take either one of these and let me play Vampire Spawn, I basically just win. I think they're in a bad enough place here that I just attack them with both. Yeah. So if they take... Yeah, so that's going to give us lethal. I had a feeling that would be their plan if I attacked them. And I was correct. Luckily. That could have gone really sideways, like if our opponent drew, you know, anything pretty good on their turn, and they have 2 draw steps because of Mordenkainen. That could have been really bad. So I'm glad they went that way. Yay, equipment. It's been nice the last several formats. They've been printing all kinds of relevant equipment. Although I guess maybe Strixhaven. Strixhaven really only had like rare ones that were relevant, didn't it? Kaldheim, though, I mean, I guess apart from like the pickaxe. No, it had that Tormentor's helmet too, so. And all those equipments that like equip to a creature token. Yeah, we've had a lot of it lately. It's been nice. Okay. So playing Spike Pit Trap on turn 1 isn't that important. I think we probably play Evolving Wilds, and I think we probably grab a Swamp. So, yeah. I have not played this set in paper yet. Yeah, that's not good, and is probably something I'm just going to want to kill with our You Hear Something on Watch. Just because it can get really out of hand in a hurry. And we haven't added to the board yet. And it's bigger than basically everything we can play, so... Yeah. I'll try to kill it here. They could have something up their sleeve, but... Trading card for card isn't too bad when we have the clutches in our hand. Alright, so there's a good chance they're holding up... Counter Magic, bar the gate or whatever. Pretty good chance that's what they're holding up. Makes me wonder if I should just play around it and play Clutches and then play Ebondeath next turn. Clutches isn't quite as potent when your opponent has 5 cards in their hand, but it does a thing. I could also just try to play Vampire Spawn, who's less exciting than Priest of Ancient Lore. I think we're going to go with the Clutches. Play around, bar the gate, which is most likely what they're holding up, I would think. Or bar the door. I think it's bar the door. I always call it bar the gate. Nah. I think adding to the board's better. Let's let them have that. Make them have the counter magic. Again, it is trading 1 for 1 if they have it, and they don't anyway. So, or if they did, they decided not to use it. I mean, I will trade a Vampire Spawn for that all day long. Alright, so I think we play this and try to play Ebondeath at the end of their turn. Alright, so let's give it a try. Again, they have the counter magic, they have the counter magic, you know. If they don't... Yeah, so we knew they had it, and we were right. But I think waiting... I mean, I think doing what we did was fine in the end. Okay, I think I'm going to play the Priest here. Nice. So I can also play the Loyal Warhound now, so we can pressure them with a couple of small creatures, and if either of them should die in combat, we can always get our friend back, so... Another Intrepid Outlander. That's pretty sweet for them. Probably getting into Clutches territory here. That's probably what I'm going to do, after I attack with my Warhound anyway. Yeah. The only way I wouldn't have... I guess we'll play another Priest first. Is, if they had killed my Warhound in combat, obviously I would have gotten back Ebondeath. So, yeah. So, yeah, let's hit them with Clutches here. Drops them to 13. Makes them lose a couple things. Yeah, we had a couple of real cards. I don't think either of them are amazing. You Find a Cursed Idol actually has some real targets in our deck, I guess. Alright, so let's swing out here. If they want to kill something, we get back Ebb and Death, so, you know. So yeah, let's cast Ebb and Death. They have another Bar the Gate. No. Yeah, that's... Spinning your wheels like that does not feel great in this situation for them. I guess they could have a Hill Giant Herd Gorger, but that's not going to be that much of a problem. Oh, they have Charmed Sleep. That's a problem for us. But not the end of the world. So we'll flash in our Pit Trap here. Nice. Drew our Cleric right away. Okay, so let's attack with our Warhound. Then we'll play our Cleric. Blow up Charmed Sleep. And play our Skeleton. That's probably going to get us there. Alright, so let's use the Pit Trap to kill the 4-2. And then we'll attack with everything. That means you're dead. So I don't think it's what you want to do. And also play Dwarfhold Champion. So, yeah, not really a card that can save you there. Yeah, you'd think I would remember the Hold the Door card because of Hodor. Instead of calling it... Well, it's Bar the Door, I guess. Alright. Is it Bar the Gates? I don't know. You know, I should know, but I don't know. I keep calling it... I'm not sure what's right anymore. I feel like I was saying the wrong name when I was saying Bar the Gates, but... Oh, I was right the first time. Okay, well, look at me. It is pretty crazy that this is our 18th draft and our third one with... What's his name? Big dragon guy. Ebb and Death. Which I'll take. I mean, he's one of the biggest bombs in the set. Top 3 for sure. Thank you for the sub, Lofty Donkey. Right, good hand. You know, we're going to curve out here, which is just can be a punishing start for our opponent frequently. Yeah, we're not going to get any extra value out of our Warhound, but, you know, a 2-mana 3-1 with Vigilance is pretty good value anyway. I'm not too broken up about it. If I wanted to be really silly, I would just like play the Pit Trap here and then play the Warhound, but we've already got basically all the mana we need, so just playing it as a 2 is plenty good. So, I think we just attack. They're going to trade for our Warhound, most likely. Alright, that's enough lands. Thank you. Yeah, we've yet to see our unicorn, which is kind of sad. Unicorns. Yeah, I mean, we attack with both here. And end our turn. So they're like a green-white deck, so they're going to be heavy into the life gain, obviously. I think we probably kill this unicorn when it attacks us here, or if it attacks us here. Our opponent may decide to be conservative. Just because they know you hear something on watch as a card. No, they're not conservative. Which I wouldn't have been either. Alright. Yeah, I think we just attack with Ranger's Hawk here. Play a land and play our skeleton. Some equipment off the top would be good. Pit trapping in play is always sort of it's like, man, and I know they have this removal. I have to find a way to get them to use it on something that I don't really want them to use it on. And that's almost assuredly what our opponent's doing here. So we could use a scry, huh? I guess if I kill the flyer, I can attack with the skeletons and the hawk. That seems pretty good. Even though, again, we kind of know what they're doing here is trying to avoid this killing something else, but I still think we do it. I've been getting the treasure a lot today. So yeah, let's attack with both of these. Attack. Hi, Flapjack. Glad you enjoy the content. So yeah, we're going to go for the scry here for sure, because we need to. That seems pretty good here. Yeah, I mean, just getting back to skeleton and playing it next turn, plus a venture is pretty solid. That's probably the card where they were sort of like, I need to get them to use that on something. You don't have reach, right? Even though you kind of look like you should. No, you do not. So let's Fate's Reversal here. Yeah, we don't need more mana. We'd rather just have the bigger body. And we'd also rather have the goblin. I have actually started a podcast, once before. It's hard to find the time to do it with everything else I do. So the answer is basically no. So Eliwick is a problem. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can attack her for one. We could also try to complete a dungeon here. If we put a counter on Chattering Skeletons, that seems pretty good, doesn't it? Then they have to block with the Roper. Yeah. So I think we're going to venture here. Put a counter on Chattering Skeletons. Let's go to combat. Attack Eliwick, which they'll block, but that means I get to complete the dungeon. Or they do that, which is less good for us, but we do still get to complete the dungeon, so. Okay, so let's play another Chattering Skeletons. Eliwick.
I just love a good quest.
We really need to find our equipment. Put it on Ranger's Hawk and just get rid of this Eliwick. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Yeah, alright, so we're going to attack Eliwick. We're just, at this point, trying to keep her loyalty from getting too high. That's really all we can do. Venturing some more isn't really
Was my singing that bad?
going to be enough, so... I'm gonna crack that. Hey, Air Slash, how's it going?
Oh, I hope we discover something new.
I really need that plate armor. Things are about to get out of hand here. Yeah, it does make the draws a smidgen better, but it's not really worth not playing your only 2-drop on turn 2 because of that. Well, at least they only drew 1 card off of that. I don't hate it. So I can make this a 4-3. That doesn't accomplish a ton. It's probably still the right thing to do. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna attack here again.
I'll show you the power of music.
Play Dawnbringer Cleric. Yeah, now they're gonna play Planar Ally.
Who's ready for adventure?
And also turn off... No, they're gonna go for Skeletons. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna... Eliwick is just gonna give them too much value. I guess if we, like, pull our plate armor off the top right here, it might feel like we have a shot. But we need to do it. And soon, because they're gonna complete this insane dungeon, and, interesting. Does that do anything for me? I guess it kind of does. I can use it to bounce my Priest of Ancient Lore, play it, and get another 5/4. That's an option, but the other option is just to attack with both of these and then use your Ambushed on the Road. I think maybe attacking with both to try to set up, get them to block, is a good idea. And then if they don't, we probably use Priest of Ancient Lore to, you know, bounce it and all that stuff. So yeah, I think I could also venture and make this a 5/4 because I completed the other dungeon, but I could start in the life gain dungeon. But I think maybe attack with both of these, and probably what they're going to do here is block with the tokens, and that's fine. If that's what they do, I can live with it. If they block with Lurking Roper like that, I do get rid of a thing. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, they decided to just chump the Unicorn, which I think makes more sense. So I think we use your Ambush on the Road here to kill the Roper. Yeah. If I get that Roper out of the way, attacking is going to be a lot easier. Now, if they have your Ambushed on the Road or whatever, we could be dead here. Doesn't look like they do, but they are going to complete the most powerful dungeon this turn, so... I think we probably dungeon it up here because I'm not blocking planar ally anyway. So yeah, I think we go ahead and venture here. And is a scry going to be better than gaining life? Gaining life gives us the biggest creature on the table, at least right now. Yeah, I think we go for Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And end our turn. So they're going to complete the dungeon this turn between Planar Ally and Eliwick. And that will allow them to... yeah, that will put them in really good shape, unfortunately for us. Yeah, we need like our Ebon Death to overpower Eliwick and probably like 2 turns ago. So, probably a little too late. And they're going to return Potion of Healing. That is interesting. That, I guess they want to pump Trelisara real badly. I guess it can't really attack without the pump, but... So yeah, they get to, you know, that's the gross thing. If you can do it twice in a turn, you get to scry ahead of the completion, and then you get as much value as possible. Ugh. Hunter's Mark and Werewolf Pack Leader. Yeah, that's game over. That is not good. Can we mill them? No. Not enough to win, anyway. I can at least attack her so she can't use her emblem this turn, but... you know. Oh, never mind. Her whole board's gonna get +2/+2 now, so yeah, we lose that one. Eliwick got us. You know, we needed to draw equipment or like Ebon Death like 3 turns ago to have a shot there, and we did not. I have mixed feelings about Oklahoma moving to the SEC. I think it'll be good competition-wise for Oklahoma, and it'll be amazing to have like more big games every year than we usually do, and you know, really exciting games, really important, impactful games. But you know, I also kind of like not being in the SEC, not even because, you know, I don't know. It's just interesting because clearly there's a path to the playoff through the SEC. Like, OU has done it several times. They just don't win when they get there. And so to some extent, I don't know how much there is to gain. But at the same time, there's probably, overall, it's probably a good move. But, you know, if we were Texas, who's not making it to the playoff anyway, I would definitely see why they want to do it. But we are, so I don't know. It's an interesting thing, that's for sure. I wonder what I get rid of here. I guess probably just the skeletons. Maybe probably Fate's Reversal, actually. Yeah, we get rid of Fate's Reversal. I mean, it's a nice little thing to have around, but we'd rather draw it later anyway. Alright, 4-fold champion. Okay, well, we're going to curve out a bit here. I mean, we didn't play a 1-drop, but we're going to go 2, 3, 4 on them. Which I think will be pretty nice. Right, so I think maybe this turn... I think I attack here and use You're Ambushed on the Road. Maybe I just attack with the champion and play skeletons, actually. That might just be better. I could clutch them, but it's not going to be that good here. So yeah, I think we just offer the trade, the champion trade, or they take 3. That works for me. And then we play the skeletons. Thank you for the follow. Delightful destruction. Okay. All right. So, you know, I probably should have just attacked with both and used my your ambushed on the road there if I had to. We'll play another skeletons. So at some point we can bounce our skeletons if that's what we feel like we need to do. But yeah. Oh no. Well, that's a hard one to beat, unless we, like, top deck removal. Okay, that's not terrible to draw. I mean, I do have your ambushed on the road, but they're just going to block with my chattering skeletons, and it's not going to really matter. I mean, it won't do anything. So I think I'd probably just try to race them here, keep the race going, play Arborea Pegasus, and attack in the air with our 4-2. And then just keep attacking them in the air. I mean, they're at 9, and we have 2 damage in our hand. I mean, they are gaining life, unfortunately, but... yeah. That's not good. That is really not good. Okay, so we take 9. So we can do 5. We can do up to 7 to them here. Now, there's a pit trap. It's a little late to the game, though. Okay, so I think I attack. And then play Unicorn, I guess. Yeah. See how they block. Alright, so we use your ambush on the road here. Hopefully that works out. If it doesn't, then we lose. And it doesn't. So we don't exactly lose straight up, but we're working on it. We drop them to 8. Then I think we play Unicorn. And so kind of what we want to happen here... what is what we want to happen here? I think we just take this 6. And we kind of hope we can finish them with clutches plus Unicorn. We do go up to 10, which makes that harder. Yeah, it makes it impossible now. But I think we still take the hit here. Yeah, we lost. Interesting. It comes into play tapped, unfortunately, and they have no cards in their hand now. Yeah. The land comes into play tapped, that is. We can clutches to get up to 3, which helps us a little, but probably not enough. Oh yeah, I don't gain life from it. I was thinking I did. They just lose life. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we kind of got stomped these last 2 games, didn't we? Well, that one was more of a stomping, but yeah, we lost to Eliwick and Mind Flayer. I mean, it's gonna happen. Those are tough cards to beat. Tough cards. We need our Ebb and Death to have a shot against them. So, you know, hasn't been a great day. We went 1-3 in our first one, 4-3 in our second one, and we're 2-2 in the third one. So, our first 2 decks were kind of bad. I think this one's definitely our best of the day. So, yeah, you've got to have removal for the Mind Flayer within like a turn of it coming down, or it's a disaster. And that is one weakness this deck has. Like our main removal are those spike traps, which isn't ideal. But I think overall we have a pretty nice aggro deck. This is such a slow hand. I mean, we do have You Hear Something on Watch, and that makes it kind of keepable, but I don't like the looks of this hand overall. It's not really what we want to be doing in our deck. So we're just going to play the Mace. I'm kind of okay with getting attacked by this Basilisk this turn. I wonder how many fight spells they have in their deck. Probably a lot. I'm glad they're not punishing us a ton for our slow start, because that's when things get really sad. When you really get punished for having a slow start. Okay, that's actually going to be a pretty good sequence if we go Skeletons, Pegasus. I like the looks of that. Good chance they have a fight spell. Or a punch spell, or whatever you want to call it. Where's our Planeswalker? It's been weird the way we've had decks with 2 bombs in them, but only drew Ebon Death both times, weirdly enough. So let's play our Pegasus here. So lets us fly over these Basilisks for 5 damage. And then next turn we can equip the Mace. That's pretty good. So your Ambush on the Road does save my creature. I think that seems worth it. Smash in for 6. So I'm really scared of the fight spells that they're inevitably going to have. They're just... Okay, so... kind of think I'm going to equip the Mace here. Trying to decide if I also want to attack with the Skeletons here. It'll trade with the Basilisk, so probably not. And I think leaving up You Hear Something on Watch to kill Owlbear is probably worth it, so... although if I do that... I can always use Fate's Reversal to get it back. Yeah, let's just attack with both. I think the Basilisk blocks, yeah, as expected. We drop them to 10. I think we'll Scry here. The Cleric's not great. It is another body, but kind of feel like we need something a little more impactful right now. They're probably about to play a class card that I want to blow up. So I could use Fate's Reversal here, but I think using You Hear Something on Watch here to help can really help us win this race. Because if we kill that Owlbear... So if they have a kill spell here, we're in some serious trouble. Like, our Pegasus is gonna get rocked. And, yeah. I'm hoping they don't. Alright, so let's use You Hear Something on Watch. Oop. See if it works. I might use some trick to save it. I mean, it is a 4/4, so... Here's a fight spell. The one we've been fearing all game long. The good news is we have Fate's Reversal, so we're still in pretty good shape as far as the race goes. Yeah, so I think we go Fate's Reversal. Get back. We want the Pegasus because we can put the equipment on it. Like, that's the main reason. We can also put a counter on it if we venture again. Play our Arborea Pegasus again. Doesn't have haste, but, you know. The Skeletons are bigger, of course, but against an Underdark Basilisk, we need the evasion more than anything else, so... We really need... It would be nice to draw our Planeswalker. Yeah, so we're just going to take one here. No way we're blocking. That has reach, but it's not exactly big enough to contend with a Pegasus wielding a mace. Okay. Well, yeah, we've drawn really poorly, which has been a little bit frustrating. Lots and lots of flooding. Oh, good. Just what I was hoping to see. Oh my god. We had such a lucky weekend last weekend, and now I guess we're catching things back up since we flooded out like 4 times with our 16 land deck. Oh boy. Yeah, that pretty much does it, I think. This deck, you know, I think our second deck of the day overachieved at 4-3, and I think this one underachieved significantly at 2-3. We had Ebb and Death in 2 straight decks, and we went and combined 4 and 6. And in both of those decks, we had a second bomb that we never drew, which is rough. So yeah, we have to block this to live. I guess we will. Oh, Ebb and Death, you jerk. Showing up at the completely useless time you did.